What's up, guys? Welcome back to SPL Society, and today we're going to get started on upgrading the Blazer again. I've had the Blazer finished for about 2 years now. All the other videos of the Blazer I filmed about 2 years ago. The Blazer was playing great for about a year, and then it sat in my storage unit because it had some mechanical problems. The front control arms, the bushings were completely shot. There was a tie rod that was bad, and the differential, the pinion bearing in the differential was completely shot. So I took the Blazer over to Darwin, replaced all the control arms and the differential for me. Basically got it running and driving again. Still have to get some tires, but I think what I'm going to do right now is just kind of go front to back on the truck and talk about stuff that I've done, stuff that I want to change, and just kind of share my ideas for the upgrades on the Blazer. So let's go check it out. So under the hood, I've got the triple alternator bracket from Blue Ghost. The alternators seem to be working fine. I haven't had any problems, but what I am going to do is the stock alternator that's down here is bad, so I'm actually going to take this off, put a working alternator there. This alternator just runs the factory battery, which runs, you know, all the truck, the lights, the turn signals, everything like that. And then each one of these alternators have two 2-aught runs that go to this fuse block. That goes out, runs to the back. Inside the Blazer, nothing much has changed. It's all still stock. Still have the Huracan V2s in here. They're dual 4s, so I got that wired down to a 1/2 ohm and then strapped on the 7500s. It's been working fine. Do have some G2 6.5-inch mid-bass drivers. I'm thinking about doing 4 6.5s in each door. That's going to help a lot with the and highs and stuff like that. Here in the back, we've got 2 DB Drive 7500s, and then we have the 160 amp hour headway bank. Now, I was running the 7500s at a 1/4 ohm a piece. They draw a lot of amperage. I didn't measure it, but it's definitely a lot of power. I was hoping the 160 amp hour headway bank would hold up well. It didn't really impress me. It didn't fail, still works, it's still good, but didn't really impress me. So I'm going to take that headway bank out. I'm actually going to use it in another build that may be coming up on the channel. And I have a 160 amp hour bank of Yinlong LTO cells. Had the bank sitting for a while. I need to build a case for it and get it installed in here. But also, I think I might want to change the amp rack up. I'm not 100% sure. The difference between the headway and the Yinlong bank. The headway bank, the positive bar is here. The negative bar is in the back. On the Yinlong bank, we'll have a negative bar here and a positive bar here, or vice versa. And the Yinlong bank is a little bit taller, so I'm not sure how it's going to fit in here. So I might change up the amp rack. I have an idea of what I want to do. Don't know if it's going to work perfectly just because of just the size and the space of everything, but I'm just going to start with taking the headway bank out, taking the amps out, and just trying to get kind of a clean slate, and we'll go from there. So let's get started. So I finally got everything out, got the headway bank out on the table. I grabbed the Yinlong bank. I have to build a case for it. That's probably what I'm going to be doing here in a little bit. But I have an idea for a little bit of a different amp rack. Been brainstorming it. I think it's going to work pretty well. Right now I'll probably just pull the amp rack out and then get started on building a case for the Yinlong bank. This Yinlong bank's been sitting in the storage unit for about 2 years. I had this built shortly after I finished the Blazer. The plan was always to switch to this just to compare 160 amp hours of Yinlong to 160 amp hours of headway. Obviously, headway you can only charge a 14.8. Yinlong you can charge up to 16.2, I believe. I'm probably going to run like 15.8, maybe 16 volts. We'll see how it performs. But this has been sitting in the storage unit for about a year and a half. It needs to get charged up. Right now it's sitting at 12, 8, 9. That's pretty low for Yinlong. Nominal voltage is 2.3 times 6. We've got 2.147, 2.147, 2.147, 2.146. They are balanced. I have a 2N BBM balancer. This balancer's been on the bank the entire time. It didn't kill the bank. It's been sitting, hasn't been charging. That's good. It did keep the cells in balance, so that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this back in. I just took it out because there are some pads that are exposed on the back, so I didn't want to arc anything out. I'm gonna take some measurements of the cells, and I'm just basically gonna build just a really simple wooden MDF box to go around here. I think I want to bring the sides up above here, put a top, maybe do a window right here. I don't know, see what we come up with. But first things first, take some measurements and start designing just a simple box for this to go in. Finished up for the in-long bank, probably around the edges, and then wrap that in some black vinyl just to make it look somewhat pretty. We got it charging on the power supply here. I just got back from Lowe's and I got some 1024 all thread. I got some flat washers, lock washers, and some nuts. The idea is I'm basically going to make some standoffs with this all thread. Probably cut it, where there's about 1.5 inches or an inch between the top of this amp and the bottom of the next amp. But for now, let's get this cut up and put together and see how it works. So I got all of the all thread in there. I didn't have enough nuts, so this one and this one are the only ones that's tight. It does have a little bit of wobble. Hopefully once I add the nuts on the back side and the one on this side, that should tighten it down and keep it a lot stronger, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So tomorrow on the way up here, I'm going to grab some angle iron, make little gussets that'll go in between the amps and be able to bolt to the back of the wall, so that way it'll be super strong and I won't have to worry about it vibrating or anything like that. I did a little research on the cooling idea that I have, and I think it's doable. I think I'm going to make an order on those parts tonight, so hopefully it'll show up tomorrow or Wednesday. I can get it finished up, Thursday or Friday. That's what I'm planning. So it's getting kind of late. I think I'm going to clean up, organize a little bit, and probably go ahead and take the in-long bank out of the case and wrap the case in some vinyl just to make it look pretty, sand the edges, do that whole nine. Probably take care of that tonight, and then tomorrow I'll finish the amp rack and start putting everything back in the Blazer. That's the plan right now, and hopefully tomorrow I can finish the amp rack, get the amp mounted, get the battery in, and then I can start working on fuse blocks for all the power runs and stuff like that. For now, I'm just going to kind of clean up, and I'll probably time lapse working on the in-long bank, and that's probably going to be it for today.